How's it going, guys? It is Ryan here and welcome to another F1 2014 gameplay. This time we're at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the first time on this game, and we're back in the Ferrari, but this time with Kimi Räikkönen. Now in this gameplay you're going to be seeing an 18-lap race, but before that you're going to see myself in qualifying, and we're going to see where we're going to be starting in this race, with the setup going to be shown before the start of the race. So currently we're in P7 with a 15.9, we're only half a second off pole, so I was quite confident here. Didn't get the best of starts though with that lap because of the back end going out on there. So we're coming towards turn 1, going to be braking just after that white bit of concrete on the right hand side, down the gears to second gear around here. Very careful on exit here with the torque of the engines in low gears. Coming up then towards the chicane, which was quite popular with people to cut though. This game is going to be very interesting to see how people will take it, as the curbs are quite vicious in F1 2014. Coming to the end of the first sector, we're up 6 tenths on our best time and 6 tenths up on Lewis Hamilton at the end of the first sector. Coming into this middle sector, which is mainly a chicane, it's very good for the two Mercedes drivers, you're going to see by the sector time. And we kind of made a mistake coming out of the corner with the back end sliding out, which has cost us here just a bit of time. Coming to the end, the start of the final sector, we lose all that time we gain on Hamilton, and we're 3/100ths down on Lewis as we come in to start the final sector, which is basically a straight and a chicane on there. So we're going to see if the V6 Ferrari engine's going to help us here, as we're going to go in up to nearly 209 miles an hour before braking for the final corner. And we take a bit of curve which pushes a bit wide, nearly hitting the wall of champions, but we get away with it, as we're going to be getting as close to the line to the ball as possible to get our quickest time of 15.3, which has got us on pole position for the time being. Did go back out, didn't go any quicker, but it didn't really make any odds as we kept pole position by a small margin. But the top 12, as you can see, covered by 1.1 seconds, which is very close between the top 12. So we're getting ready for the race, and as I said, I'm going to be showing you the setup that I ran for qualifying on there, which I'm going to be honest is the same as what I ran in 2013, but with a slight change on the aerodynamics, which you will see in a second. Where I used to run 3.1 on 2013, but I'm running 6.1 on the aero on the front side of things, but the rest is the same from 2013. The strategy is a 1 lap strategy, pitting on lap number 8, but normally I like to go with the undercut strategy, so we'll be probably pitting on lap 7. But we'll see how we are position-wise in this race, as we're getting ready to come out of the garage to go onto the grid for the start of this race. Obviously, Fernando Alonso is going to probably leave Ferrari and go to McLaren, as Sebastian Vettel has left Red Bull and going to Ferrari. So let me know in the comments what you think to this announcement made this morning by Red Bull. But we're going to be talking now about the race as we're about to go here in Gilles Villeneuve, on the Gilles Villeneuve circuit. As the revs are building, the lights are on. Let's go for 18 laps at Gilles Villeneuve. As the lights are out and away we go. We get a reasonable start there in the Ferrari, but we go quickly up to 4th gear, which has got us very slowly, but we keep the lead from Nico Rosberg, as behind Lewis Hamilton and Vettel will be exchanging positions as they go out of the corner, with Hamilton just scraping ahead of Sebastian at this stage. But my advantage at this stage of the race has only been around 4 corners, is the AI are slow in the first couple of corners. As you can see, 7 tenths of a second is the gap after the first sector, which I was thinking, pretty good start, you know, we'll try and pull away here. Being very cautious with the fuel, as we know that the regulations this season are very interesting, as you're going to have to fuel save at stages of the race to get to the end. So as you can tell, the middle sector is not really my best one. As you can see, we lose 4 tenths to Nico Rosberg, and we make a slight mistake at the hairpin, going a bit wide, which will obviously help Rosberg out and Hamilton to catch up to myself and try to get past us down this long straight. But there is no DRS until the 3rd lap, as we're going to break into the final corner, and I think the AI are a bit cautious through this final corner, as the gap, as you can see, is slowly building again. So I think at the end of the first lap our gap has gone back to 7.5 tenths of a second on there, but the field, the top 4 is covered by around about 3 seconds, so I was thinking it's a good start here from us in the Ferrari, so we'll see how we go. going on to the end of lap 3 to number 4, as we're going to be going through there, make a slight mistake at the chicane, losing the back end a bit there. But as you can see, we're slowly building a gap to Lewis Hamilton, as the gap is 1.7 seconds on there. So we're being very careful. Took a bit of the curb, which has pulled us a bit wide, which will hinder exit speed out of that corner on there. So we're going to be now going to lap number 5. As you can see on the mirrors, Hamilton is all over the back of us, as we're getting signs of degradation on the rears at this stage. As we're going to leave the gap, as we see Hamilton look like trying to make a move down the inside of us, but decided to back out of it, as there is DRS down this long straight, and we'll get the use of ERS as well, which is obviously built automatically into the game. So I had no idea when Hamilton had it at this point. So we're going to be braking to the final corner, and again completely taking a really bad line for there, which did hinder exit speed. As you can see, Hamilton is still on the back of us, as the gap is now half a second to Hamilton, but the top 4 now are covered by 1.5 seconds. So I was feeling a bit of pressure from the 3 cars behind on there. So coming on to lap number 7 we go, and I was thinking it's the time to pit now. Our rears are really struggling at this point, and Hamilton here is all over the back of us and looks like he's going to try and make a pounce on us. As we're going to, now he's going down the inside now as we go up to 7th gear, but backs out of it really strangely. And the reason why for that is Hamilton is in the pits with us on there, so he's going for the same strategy, which I quite like that Cody's have done this. So it's going to be a battle of the pit crew. Who's going to get out ahead, me or Hamilton? And it is us with a 3.7 second pit stop. But obviously we know that normally in real life it's about a sub 3 second pit stop. So hopefully they will get that sorted out for the full build, which obviously comes out on the 17th of October. So we come out in 14th place, just behind Esteban Gutierrez and Pastor Maldonado in the Lotus. And I thought this is not going to give us any help of holding position. On to the next lap, obviously Esteban Gutierrez pitted, so Pastor Maldonado stayed out. And he is going to be holding us up for a bit, as I didn't know that Daniel Ricciardo was still out. And that doesn't help either when you know that DRS has been disabled, is damaged, so we've lost DRS for the time being, which does not help us in trying to get past Maldonado and hold off Lewis Hamilton as well behind. So we're coming to the end of lap number 9, and we're all over the back of Pastor Maldonado, who's going to go into the pit lane for his pit stop, and it kind of distracted us as we missed the apex at the corner and hit the wall of champions slightly. As Magnussen's in, Bottas is in, and Ricciardo as well, so we take the lead initially, but look in front of you right now, there is Daniel Ricciardo, and has taken the lead of the race, and that time behind Esteban Gutierrez and Pastor Maldonado has cost us the lead of the race. So we have to put it up to Rich Mix to try and catch up to Ricciardo and try and get into the draft, because you can see we still have no DRS at this point, and also optimal fuel as well. So I was getting all this in my head thinking, how do I get past Ricciardo without the worry of running out of fuel? But it seems here Ricciardo's is struggling a bit here, as he made a slight mistake, but we have a bad exit out of that corner. So Lewis Hamilton's still behind us still at this stage with only 8 laps to go of this Canadian Grand Prix race, as we make a bit of a mistake through the chicane, trying to go a bit aggressive on the curbs there. But as you can see, we're just under a second, so we can still get a bit of draft here from Ricciardo. But also sceptic of Hamilton as well, being 3.5 tenths behind on there. So we're coming down the straight again, thinking that Hamilton's going to overtake us, but we get some nice draft here from Daniel Ricciardo's Red Bull. And I think we get over 200 miles an hour, which is quite good with no DRS. So get a fantastic exit out of the corner, and Ricciardo is a bit slow. I think he's saving fuel, as we're going to go down the inside of him up into the lead of the race on there. So I was quite happy to get this out of the way, and now we had to really push to get away from Ricciardo and Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, who did join the party as well. Onto lap 14, and the gap, as you can see, is 1.8 seconds covering the top 4, which I was getting very, very interested. You can see from Fernando Alonso's joined us. You can see from the mirror, there's 5 cars in the fight for the win here, at this point of the race, and you can see we did save a bit of fuel as we've gone back to +1, as we're now going to be trying to fend off Ricciardo and Rosberg as Hamilton has fallen back on there, so he's down to 4th place, as it's still 1.2 seconds covers all of us now, as we're going up back to lap number 15, as we're still trying to hold off. Ricciardo and Rosberg were doing a fantastic job, but at this point the tyres are coming into play again. I was really struggling with the rears from this point on to the end of the race. As we gained a bit of time, we've got a personal best middle sector, as we're half a second up on Ricciardo and 9 tenths ahead of Nico Rosberg. So I was literally, my strategy was put into standard and then on the straights put into rich to try and hold off Ricciardo, who's in a Renault engine car, which hasn't got a good top speed compared to the Ferrari. So I had that advantage on these 2 straights where the DRS is enabled. And then I was setting pretty consistent times as well, high 16s, I was pretty happy with that. On there we make a slight mistake dropping into 1st gear, as I still have to get used to the 8 gearbox, the 8 speed gearbox in this car and the V8 engines, the V6, yeah, the engines on there. So we're going now to lap 17, the penultimate lap. Still 9 tenths covers the top 3, as I'm tactically putting into lean to try and make sure I have enough fuel to get to the end of the race. As we're going to break into the chicane for the penultimate time, we get it absolutely perfect, line and sync. As we can see, even we did that pretty well. Ricciardo is still behind us and still gained time on us. On there, he's now 4 tenths of a second behind us, as we're going to be coming onto the straight for the penultimate time here with a rich fuel mixture, as we're going to try and hold off here. And I think we've got a good exit. As you can see, Ricciardo is now far enough behind to not get overtaken by him, as we're going to be coming to the chicane for the penultimate time to start the final lap of this race. I was thinking we could have a chance here of winning this race, but we never know in these races with the ERS and stuff that Ricciardo has, and he's 8 tenths of a second, but look behind, as Rosberg and Hamilton are 1.5 seconds off Daniel Ricciardo. So it's really going to be a 2-way battle now between me and Ricciardo for the win. And I was literally pushing the car, trying to fend off Ricciardo at this stage on there. So we're up by 4 tenths of a second and we've gained on Ricciardo. The gap is nearly a second, but we make a big mistake coming out of that corner, which has literally just cost us the time we gained in that 1st sector, and Ricciardo is all over the back of us once again, as we're going to be starting the final sector anytime soon. I was literally pushing the Ferrari to try and get out of the 1 second gap to Ricciardo, but I can hear that Renault engine as he's only 4 tenths of a second behind, and we make a bit of a mistake there coming out of that corner, as we're going to hopefully now fend off Ricciardo for 1 more corner, as he will get DRS on both this and the next straight. And Rosberg's not even far behind as well, so I was getting really scared into the final corner, but we do fend off Ricciardo and Rosberg, and we win the race here at Canada. It was a fantastic battle between me and Ricciardo and Rosberg at the end there. A fantastic way to end the race. We held the win from pole, start to finish. We did lose the lead for a bit, but fantastic racing, and I actually loved the Legend AI with that racing. It was fantastic. So the results are, you can see on your screens, and the top 5 are covered by 3.5 seconds, so very, very close on there. But thank you guys for watching this video, and remember to like and favourite this video and subscribe to my channel for more F1 2014 gameplay. Until next time, everyone have a great day, and I shall see you very soon for another video. Take care. See you there.